going on, everybody? This is Extra Grave. You can call me Diarrhea because I run shit. Coming to the sweeper because I stay dusting that ass. We're all locked down, so gotta play something. I've been enjoying the game. Like I said, there's a few things I would change. A few drastic things I would change, honestly. But that's neither here nor there. I'm here playing, and I've been enjoying it for what it's worth. Just been using like different setups. Trying to find a great setup. And here I get a nice 4-piece here. But in this video, I'll talk about just some, I guess, some tips. I'll walk through the game, and then I'll pretty much give you the setup that I like to use. I didn't get the first part of the game because I wasn't recording it at the first part of the game. So you got, you know, that 4-piece I had recorded because obviously it was a 4-piece, and then I just recorded from here after. We had a little skirmish up while we were getting a recon thing in the middle of the prison, but I got 3 more kills there. But this gun here is the M13. It's got the setup I'm using is the Monolithic Suppressor. The last barrel, whatever that is, Tempus something. It's the last barrel you unlock. The VLK sight, 60 round mag, and the very first foregrip that you get. The gun is a fucking laser beam. You'll see in this video how deadly this thing is from a range. And I know this is going to be a little bit boring. I was playing with some buddies who don't like to move, really. So I'm trying to, like, you know, mix my game with theirs, and eventually I just jump down and they follow, so whatever. But this gun is a laser beam, even at range. I'm not going to say it's better than a sniper, but from, like, I'd say from about 150 yards, it's just as good as a sniper. You know, I'm not great at sniping, but for whatever reason, I can use this and I can land, you know, most of my shots with this, even at a range. The recoil's not bad. You can easily, you know, fight the recoil, so it makes it very, very easy to use. The only problem with it is it runs out of ammo pretty quickly, but, you know, if you're killing teams over and over, you're going to find ammo, so I really don't think that's too big of a deal. Unlike at the end of this, I do ask my buddies for some ammo, but he was sniping, so it really didn't matter. But the setups I use, I always say cold-blooded, you know, for the thermals. I said the cold-blooded keeps you off the heartbeat sensor, which I was wrong about that. I'm an idiot. That's Ghost. But cold-blooded keeps you being visible from thermals, and everybody who snipes in this game uses thermals, which I'm not really a fan of the thermal snipers, but that's, you know, it is what it is. But I always use that, and I always use C4s, and you'll see why coming up here in a little bit. Here, I think we're just bickering what the hell we're doing. Because I cannot stand when people just want to sit around. Oh, we're in the circle, so let's just sit here. So I'm sitting in a bush because I was getting irritated. It's like, let's fucking go kill some shit. Like, let's go. Like, well, what if it ends at the prison? It's like, well, it's probably not going to. It never does, so let's just fucking roll. But they ended up following me. After I started pushing, we killing people. We stayed together, and this is the main thing in this game. That's, you know, the most important thing in this game for me, especially when you're playing with people who aren't great, is just stick together. It sounds a lot easier than, you know, people make it out to be. Or it sounds easy to say, and it's easy to think about, but people don't do it. And I try and tell my buddy this all the time. He might be, like, close on the map, like the triangles might be close, but if you got to walk and it takes you 10 seconds for you to get to me, that's not really close, in my opinion. Because if somebody's there, you know, the make or break point of a game could be if I go down or he goes down, and he gets finished, and without, you know, killing that person, then what? Then we're down a person where if you were, you know, we were pretty much up each other's ass, you could have killed him and got the res off, and I'd still be alive. I mean, there's so many things, you know, especially when you're playing with lesser players. There's just little things that you just need to do. I mean, you see here, this gun's pretty good. Doesn't have much recoil, and the recoil that it does have, you can easily manage. But you got to stick together in this game. You have to. If one person pushes, you got to push. It sounds stupid to say, but if your, you know, sole purpose of playing this game is to win, you need to have one person that's going to call the shots. Whether you change it up every game, one person needs to call the shots, and everybody needs to follow. You know, unless everybody on their team can handle their own, which usually that's not the case, especially when I'm playing. Everybody needs to be on the same page, because, you know, you'll be fighting a team, and then, you know, a fourth guy on your team will turn, oh, we're getting sniped from behind. Okay, well, they're sniping us from 300 yards. There's no reason to try and fight that team when there's a team 20 feet from us. And that shit happens so much. And that happened after this. In this game, we all stuck together pretty well. We were all together. We had good call-outs or whatever. And we team shot. You know, everything went well. Everything went perfect. And the next game we played, we're fighting a team that's 20 feet in front of us, and then two of our players start turning around to shoot, people that are 300 meters behind us, and they're worrying about snipers that are barely hitting us. They're shooting at us, but they're not really hitting us. So really, to me, they don't really pose a threat. So why even bother with them? Makes no sense. So and you see here, this thing's pretty fucking accurate, even though my aim isn't good right there. But so you need to worry. Everybody on the team needs to focus on one team, not not go around fighting 5 different teams at once. That happens way too often, in my opinion. Playing with like randoms and stuff. Everybody wants to just do their own thing. So if you're playing in a group and you guys are really struggling, you need to just have one person make call outs, everybody listen to that person. The next game, if you want to switch it up, just if your sole purpose of playing is to win, that's what you need to do. And this is why I take C4 on every class. I'm pretty sure it's the same for everybody. Fucking easiest fucking kills in the world, and there's so many idiots that just drive around in cars because they're not good with their gun and they just want to run people over for whatever reason. This is why you take C4. And you see this C4 is not even really close to hitting this car. And still easily destroy it. It's insanely good. It's definitely the best, lethal to take, in my opinion. You take the Semtex, it sticks them, but it takes a little bit to go off. Semtex, I guess, are good for throwing off in buildings, but C4 you can do just the same. But you'll see here, there's a little bit of fighting going on here. You'll see that this thing's pretty good at a range. And the recoil, how easy it is to use a recoil. But I highly suggest this gun. Any gun in that you're playing in Warzone, I made a growl setup too. I don't personally like the M4. Everyone likes the M4. Not a fan. I think the recoil is honestly way too high on that gun. But I think everybody just hears everybody saying the M4 is the best, so they want to use it. But I think that the growl and the M13 are probably the best. I think the Ram's pretty good as well. But I'm personally not a fan of the M4. But on all these guns, the growl, I know you can, the Ram you can get extended barrels on them, so it's going to make them better at a range. It's going to, decrease the recoil, make it easier to use at a range. So, I would just try some guns out like that, try some different sights. The 3x sight that I'm using on this isn't my favorite, but it works pretty well, and I don't think it's too ugly. I think it's, I think it fits the build pretty well. But try all the guns that you can, just increase the barrel size. I guess, you just gotta build the gun how you want it, really. If you're looking for long range, medium to long range, make the barrel longer. If you were looking for something like more of a submachine gun, then obviously make the barrel shorter. Just to fit what you're trying to do with the gun, really. But in this case, instead of having a sniper, I take this because it's good. You can hit fire with this thing pretty well, and even at semi-close gunfights, it's not bad either. So this thing's pretty versatile all around. I think it's good up close. I think it's good long range. Definitely give this gun a try. If you didn't hear the attachments, go back, and I said it earlier in the video, and I'll put it in the description as well. But definitely a good setup to use. But like I said, I'm gonna let the video play out. At least in this video, a lot of the other videos I just kind of put the kills in and let the gameplay go. But at least in this, you'll see kind of how we played the game. It sucks because like I said, I'm playing with some guys who really don't like to move too much, but I kind of force it to happen. You see there, it's like little to no recoil. I mean, that's pretty good range. It's not super far, but decent range. But you'll see at the end of the video, if you stick around, the last few kills we get, I mean, I straight laser these guys from across the circle, and it's like with ease, not even a full clip and they're dead. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. You'll be able to see the rest of the gameplay with no skips, see kind of how we play it out. But I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, click the thumbs down button. If you did, you know what to do. I'll try and have a video out for you guys soon.